All right. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the SalesIntel Show, the podcast pioneers, where our mission is to help the community build the strongest pipeline possible because pipeline is the heart and blood of any company to generate the revenue. And we at SalesIntel believe that building pipeline is a team sport. It's not just the responsibility of a BDR team or the marketing team, or demand gen team. It's the team sport. It truly takes a village to build a strong pipeline that converts to revenue. Today, I'm excited to have Mark with us. Mark, welcome to the show.
Thank you so much for having me. Good to chat
Yeah.
with you again, my friend.
Yeah, our pleasure, Mark. It's always fun and inspirational to talk to you, Mark. You always have great ideas. So, Mark, tell us about yourself and how, in your role, are you impacting the pipeline generation effort for your team?
I'll be very brief. I have 17 or so years in B2B go-to-market. Was at 4 different companies before I decided to do my own thing with my co-founder, Nick. The two probably most well-known ones was HubSpot for almost 9 years, Drift for like 3.5, 4 years. Always been in like a marketing, sales supporting type role. I agree with you, Manoj. Pipeline is the lifeblood. Pipeline is a go-to-market initiative that involves product and finance. Even like, whoever's doing your pricing and packaging, which, sometimes is outside of marketing or product, but I digress. My responsibility now is all of the pipeline for our core business. We have 3 revenue streams. The core business is on-demand go-to-market services and strategy. So we help companies get the right people into their company to solve big kind of go-to-market problems through some strategy work, but also execution. So I'm always managing the pipeline. As someone who's founded a company, has been in this game for a long time,
Yep.
You never stop obsessing with how you can create pipeline. You never stop
Building
selling,
pipeline.
basically.
I remember the early days, right? You are it. You are right there, building the pipelines with the team. So, Mark, thank you, and good luck. I think that you have a great idea. The services companies need more and more help with the GTM strategy. So last year was chaotic, right? Last year was tough. Macroeconomic headwinds coupled that with we all made so many mistakes. What is one mistake that you look back in 2023 that you made and you say, you know what, this is a learning. I wish I'd done things differently.
One would be getting super focused on problems and just making sure that you really understand the problem your buyers are speaking. So this mistake can come up again in the future as either your buyers change, their problems change, the market conditions change. I just don't think you can never take your eye off, Manoj, the problems, which problem identification and problem articulation from current state to desired future state, that type of thinking. It's almost like not everything in pipeline creation, but it's a lot of it.
But let me just unpack it a little bit. Essentially, you as a company, what problem are you solving for your customer? That has to be crisp, right?
Crisp. It has to be crisp. You have to be well understood. You ideally put outcomes and metrics to those problems so you can quantify the problems.
Yeah.
Like what are those problems you're helping your customers, your future customers solve? Like, don't ever assume you know those perfectly. Don't ever assume they're never going to change. Like, those problems that your product or service is built to help solve, overcome, those, you got to know those well, and you got to know how to explain those and speak to those and relate to those in the terms and the language your buyers are using.
Makes sense. And I love your point around not only articulate your problem, but also quantify them, right? Back it up with the numbers. So great, love it. So 2024 is here. We have new strategies, new ideas, new budgets. What is one new experiment that you are excited about when it comes to pipeline generation this year?
So we've been doing this at TACK, but when I was at Airmeet, Drift, HubSpot, we did this at all those past companies. But this is a very new, novel idea, which is how do you infuse the right creators, influencers, customers in the different parts of your go-to-market? So both pre-sale and post-sale. So how do you really partner with the right people? And this could even include, how do you partner with other salespeople outside your business? Go to even that length. And use that relationship, maybe establish a formal partnership with them as a way to penetrate into an audience. Maybe, you have a partnership already and it's about, well, how do we better monetize that partnership with that person or that entity? So the big idea though is at the person level, which is how do you partner with the right individual who has an audience, subject matter expertise, something that can unlock some part of your marketing and sales and customer success funnel to help you get to more pipeline.
Got it. Got it. That's great. And how are you going to execute on that? Is it a customer focused or is it more of a problem focused?
I'd say it's both. So some examples. So say you're having trouble creating new demand at the top of the funnel.
Yep.
And all the tactics you've been using just aren't working as well or not giving you enough volume. So maybe it's volume, maybe it's conversion rate, maybe it's both. I would look to find some people who are well respected, who have a voice in the audience or audiences you're trying to create more demand within,
Yep.
and find ways to partner with them. A more tactical example, more like the capture demand stage, where you're saying, I am trying to create more credibility for the brand, and these people know about us, but we're not able to turn them into customers. I might partner with the right people to host a nice private in-person event activation, right? And have them maybe as special speakers or special people that are going to be part of the experience to try to get the people that already know about us, but get them into our funnel a bit deeper.
Yep.
And use those people, that have that credibility and trust and that knowledge about the problems and that solution with that ideal audience and buyer in a way that gets them together.
Got it. So this is what you call people-based marketing or people-first marketing or the influencer-based marketing.
The combination of all that stuff. People first go to market is something we've coined. It's definitely part of that. I like to think of this as another flavor of ultimately, which is a very hot topic, of ultimately partner-led growth. Partnerships better than probably anyone. There's so many ways you can partner. It's not just a pure like sales type of motion. There's many other ways you can lean into partner-led growth.
Absolutely. So growth comes in many flavors, right? You can go partner-led growth. You can have sales-led growth, marketing-led growth, event-led growth. So let's switch the gears here. We're gonna play a little practical game here. I'm gonna share my screen. Please let me know if you can see this.
Oh, looks good. Yeah, I can see it.
All right. So here's how it goes, Mark. Mark, you have 100 pennies, right? And you get to decide where do you make your investment with the goal to generate the most optimal pipeline that converts into revenue, right? And as you, each point is worth 10 cents. So you 100 pennies here. And as you tell me, if you want to put two of those coins in one of those areas, I will drag and drop it. At the end of it, I'll show you how you are making the investment, like where are you making your bets, and how does that compare to the bets that the other members of the community that I have talked to are making. Okay.
I love this game. This is great. So just to clarify, when you say brand-led growth, would you put content-led growth or content in that?
Content-led growth in here. That's right. Okay.
Good to know. So our business, right? We don't have a software product as of yet. We have a subscription product as in the form of a community. We sell mostly retainers.
Yep.
That are strategy and services to B2B startups in the SaaS space and also scale-ups in the SaaS space. So that's some context. So I'm not doing a ton of product-led growth. I might not put any pennies in there. My big investments out of the gate are going to be brand-led growth and community-led growth.
Perfect. So how many points would you put on brand and community?
Yes, absolutely. So I would put for brand, so pennies, number of pennies, 10 pennies. Brand would be, let's put 20 for right now. So $2 signs.
Yep.
And community, $2 signs as well, please. 20 pennies.
Perfect. Here we go.
Lovely. Let's put at least 10 pennies on customer-led growth and 10 pennies on event-led growth.
10 pennies on this. In events, right?
And let's put actually at least 20 pennies on partnership-led growth.
Here we go. 20 on partnership.
Yep.
You got it.
So I'm not going to put any on product because it just, for this exercise, is not going to make sense. Marketing-led growth. Tell me, like, what does that mean exactly, I guess? Like, what is that? That's interesting.
It's a paid marketing. Think of, how much are you investing in the paid marketing component to generate the lead?
Zero, definitely on that. Nothing
Okay.
on that. Founder-led growth. I see what you mean by that. It's interesting where it's like, if I had to be truly honest, I would have to give that at least 10 because to me, that's like like I'm the creator, I'm the founder, I'm the personality.
Yeah.
So I got to put 10 on that.
Yeah. And see, in some cases, the founders are engineers, right? They can't go out and generate pipeline as effectively, especially in your case, where you are the marketer, right? And you are the founder. You are uniquely positioned to lead this organization to generate the most optimal pipeline, right? So that's where the founder-led growth comes from.
No, I love that. I love that. So sales-led growth, we've done zero outbound. We've just all inbound right now. So the last one is tricky. It's going to be either in community partnerships or, given our stage brand, eventually customer-led growth will have more. Tricky. I'm going to put it in community right now.
All right, let's go community. All right, so
there you go.
Mark, this is great. This is great to see your very well balanced portfolio of 30 on the community, 20 on partnerships, 10 because you're early stages, right? On your customer led and the rest very well balanced. So, Mark, let me share the screen with you. So this is what the community is betting. Like this is where good part of last year and some part of this year, the experts have put their 100 pennies, right? I'm going to overlay your results on top of this. So let's see.
Wow.
Your results right here. Is this something that surprises you to say, you know what? I never thought this would be the case.
I mean, I do like to zig or zag when zag when others are zigging, whatever the saying is. I mean, I think there's some reasons for this. One is like I've always been very conscientious of trying to be on the edge of the circle or outside the circle. So if everyone else is in the circle, I'm not going to be in that circle. So I'm a little surprised at how skewed sales led is, quite frankly.
I mean, lots of companies are slowly making shift, but lots of companies that still have big BDR organization, big AE organization, and they believe they should be the ones generating the pipeline. But I'm starting to see this trend, like community-led, partnership-led. Those are the two that I'm definitely seeing the trend, and you're pioneering both of those. Like your investment right here shows.
I think that some have to do with like, or some of that has to do, I should say, with like predictable revenue and the idea of predictability. Like, hey, we have this organization. The status quo is hard to break. We've seen results from it. Am I going to really put like 30-40% bet on this other thing and like take away from what is kind of working? It's not working as well. It's kind of like an appliance. An appliance that's old, it's still working, but it's going to eventually get worse and worse in terms of efficiency. What if we replaced it with something new and more modern? I don't know.
This is great, Mark. Thank you so much for participating here. Your insights are always great for the community. I would love to come back in 6 months and check back and see how your bets on community-led and partnership-led are contributing to your pipeline.
Would love to do it, Manoj. Thanks for having me.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Mark. Really appreciate it.